In the Shade of the Qur'an by Sayyid Qutb, translated by M.A. Salahi and A.A. Shamis for the World Assembly of Muslim Youth. Surah 101, Surah Al-Qariah, the Striker.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Al-Qariah. Mal-Qariah. وما أدراك ما القارعة يوم يكون الناس كالفراش المبثوث وتكون الجبال كالعهن المنفوش فأما من ثقلت موازينه فهو في عيشة راضية وأما من خفت موازينه فأمه هاوية وما أدراك ما هي نار حامية.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. The Striker. What is the Striker? Would that you knew what the Striker is? The day when men shall be like scattered moss, and the mountains like carded wool. Then he whose scales are heavy shall enjoy a life of satisfaction. But he whose scales are light shall have the abyss for his home. What that you knew what this is like. It is a raging fire. Al-Qariah, or the Striker, is the resurrection name in other places in the Quran as the overwhelming one, the deafening shout, the stunning blast, and the enveloper. The term Al-Qariah also connotes hitting and knocking hard. It hits the heart with its engulfing horrors. This surah as a whole deals with the striker, its essence, what takes place in it, and what it leads to in the end. Thus the surah portrays one of the scenes of the resurrection. The scene portrayed here is one of horror, directly affecting man and mountains. In this scene, men look dwarfish in spite of their great number, for they are like scattered moss. They fly here and there, having no power or weight, experiencing the dilemma and perplexity of moss which rush to destruction, having no aim or purpose. Besides, mountains which used to be firm and solidly based seem to be like carded wool, carried away by winds and even by a light breeze. Thus, it is in harmony with this image that the day of the resurrection is described as the one that strikes or knocks out. The connotations of the expressions used and the rhythm are in consonance with the effects of the striker on both men and mountains. The surah spreads an air of awe and expectation of the outcome of the reckoning. The striker. What is a striker? Would that you knew what the striker is? The surah starts with a single word, Al-Qariah, which stands for the striker. It is thrown alone like a shot without any further information or any predicates or adjective. As such, it creates sound and connotation, a feeling of resounding awe. The word is immediately followed by a question suggesting something alarming. What is a striker? It is that dreadful and formidable thing which arouses curiosity and questioning. Then comes the answer in the form of a cryptic exclamation, giving no clear indication. Would that you knew what the striker is? It is too great to be comprehended or imagined. Then follows the answer which states what takes place in it, but refrain from stating its exact nature. The day when men shall be like scattered moth, and the mountains like carded wool. This is the first scene of the striker, a scene that leaves the hearts in panic and makes the limb tremble with fear. The listener feels that everything he clings to in this world is flying all around him like dust. Then comes the end of all mankind. Then he whose scales are heavy shall enjoy a life of satisfaction. But he whose scales are light shall have the abyss for his home. Would that you knew what this is like? It is a raging fire. It is useful for us to consider the scales and their being heavy or light. This means that there are standards which Allah credits with being valuable and others that are valueless. This is the general meaning of the statement which Allah wants to convey. He, however, knows best the exact nature of the scales. To indulge in the sophisticated, logical and linguistic dispute about the meaning of this term is in itself a departure from the Quranic spirit and indicates that the reader is not interested in the Quran and in Islam. He whose scales are heavy, according to Allah's measures and His evaluation, shall enjoy a life of satisfaction. Allah makes this statement general without any detailed information. Thus, the statement imparts to man's feeling the connotations of content and satisfaction, or indeed pure happiness. But he whose scales are light, according to the same measures of Allah and His evaluation, shall have the abyss for his home. The Arabic term uses the term mother for what is rendered here as home. It is his mother that a child turns for help and protection as he seeks shelter and security at home. But such people with light scale can turn and resort only to the abyss. The expression is a fine one, beautifully ordered. It has also a shade of obscurity, preparing the way for subsequent clarification, which adds to the depth of the intended effect. Would that you knew what this is like? It is again the cryptic exclamation used often in the Quran, which emphasizes that it is beyond comprehension and vision. Then comes the answer in the closing note. It is a raging fire. So this is the mother of the one whose scales are light. This is his mother, to whom he turns to help and protection and for security and comfort. But what does he find with such a mother? The abyss and the raging fire. It is a sudden shock rendered by the expressions to represent the hard reality. Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم يا فتاح يا رزاق يا وهاب يا غني يا مغني يا قديم يا دائم يا أحد يا واحد يا الصمد يا رحمن يا رحيم يا حي يا قيوم يا رب يا ذا الجلال والإكرام يا رب يا ذا الجلال والإكرام يا رب يا ذا الجلال والإكرام